My 8-year-old came out of his room the other night after we had gotten him to bed, and I think he had fallen asleep because we could just tell by the way he walked down, by the look in his eye. My husband and I looked at each other like, oh, we know it is meltdown time. This definitely is not my first meltdown rodeo. And so I knew by how he was acting and the point he was at that we were just going to need to ride the wave of the emotional wave. We were not going to get anywhere trying to get him to do coping skills, regulate, or even just go get back in his bed. So at that point, we just tried to comfort him. Even that was making it worse. And we were just met with more and more resistance. And we did everything we could to stay patient. We even like moved where we were on the couch like 2 or 3 times. Nothing was working. There was no way we could please him in that moment. And we realized that. So we just sat there with him and we were there for him. Even imperfectly, even though he was upset at us because we weren't comforting him in the way he wanted, but we couldn't, right? Because nothing, he couldn't even express what he wanted. He was so far into a meltdown. And the more we stayed calm, the more we tried to comfort him and engage with him when we felt like he wanted that or was asking for that, eventually he just passed out on the couch. But I guarantee you, if we had tried to push him to regulate, to cope, to calm down, to do something, to comply, it would have just escalated and lasted so much longer. The whole thing probably took about 15 minutes because he was so tired. And I recognized that when he came out, like, ooh, he's too tired to logic with, too tired. When your child is having a meltdown and they're past the point of no return, it's not about fixing anything. There's nothing you can do but be there and support them. And so the main thing you want to convey is I'm here for you no matter what. And I'm showing you by my calm presence that I can handle your big feelings, which means you can handle your big feelings. To me, being intentional in my parenting and riding the emotional waves with my son is about letting him know that I'm here with him, not having the perfect strategy to put into place based on what he's doing, because I'm going to mess it up. And there's times where there's not going to be anything I can do, and it's going to escalate. And he was even getting a little bit violent and hitting my husband, and we would just move his arm, tell him to stop. There was one time my husband had to gently hold his arms down, and that's the reality of it. But all of it was done from a very loving place, and I know that my son felt that. So if you're past the point of no return, take a deep breath, hold on, and do what you can to be there and support your child, because your presence in that moment does matter, and it does let them know that you are there for them, and it comforts them even if you don't see that in the moment.